Chief Meteorologist James Sahara and Storm Track 8 Weather. Sponsored by Mid-America Basement Systems.
Welcome back, everyone. We're simply going from one extreme to the next. We start off with temperatures in the 60s. In fact, stayed that way all the way to about lunchtime. And now we're seeing numbers already in the 40s. Those colder winds just going to continue to howl as we head through the overnight hours, as temperatures will be right around freezing or just a little bit colder than that, like around Burlington, Clinton, Galesburg, as well as over in the Quad Cities. A lot of broken clouds about, no snow falling whatsoever. That is still way up into our north, and it will stay up into our north, especially north and west of this area of low pressure. Showers and thunderstorms now making its way around the Hoosier State, going into the lower peninsula of Michigan. Now, these lines that we have here, these are what we call lines of equal pressure, or isobars. And when these lines get really close together, this is what we call a very strong or steep pressure gradient. In layman's terms, it's just a whole lot of wind, okay? And that's kind of what we're dealing with along and behind this system, which will continue on as we go through the overnight hours into about early tomorrow morning. So that is why this brown shaded area, that is indicating the wind advisory that covers pretty much the entire Hawkeye State, right through the northern half of Illinois. And that goes until about 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. This is where we got winds between 25 to 35 miles an hour, but it's the gusts, folks, that we're going to be dealing with overnight, where they could be gusting over 45 miles an hour. And already we've been experiencing that just in the Quad Cities alone. So you're going to hear that kind of hitting the house from time to time as we head overnight, but it should subside a little bit as we get into tomorrow. Here's a breakdown on our future track showing the clouds here, and I'm putting in those wind particles coming right out of the northwest. That's going to continue on as we make our way early tomorrow morning, where it's just going to be downright chilly. Likely wind chills by this time will be right around 20 degrees. Right around 20 degrees around 7 o'clock in the morning. But we're also going to be noticing by 7 a.m. the clouds that we're dealing with right now are eventually going to give way to some of that sunshine throughout the day. Just keep in mind, though, don't let the sunshine fool you. Do bundle up, especially if you plan on going to the parade. A bunch of us here at the station are going to be at the parade as well, and we'll be all layered up, that is for sure, and it's going to be a good time, no question about it. Here's what I'm looking at as far as daytime highs, okay? Numbers will be in the upper 30s in areas from Maquoketa, Savannah, Galena, 40 or better. And when I say better, I'm talking about maybe a couple of degrees better from Sterling Rock Falls, Clinton, Durant, and points southward, where it could be about 43 degrees around Mount Pleasant, 41 degrees in Galesburg. In the Quad Cities, I'm only looking at 41 for the daytime high. But keep in mind, wind chills will be in the 20s through most of the day until the winds subside a little bit heading in the afternoon. And that's where the wind chills will be maybe at best around freezing. That's the best I can give you. At least skies will be nice and bright as we make our way into Sunday. The winds will be a lot less. This should be a pretty good looking day despite the lack of wind, but it's going to be cold. Once again, daytime highs will be only in the lower 40s, but check this out. Area of low pressure comes in from the west, folks. See these little wind fields that we got here, these wind particles? That's a return flow, and that is what we're expected to see as we go through Thanksgiving week. So temperatures will be very pleasant going through Thanksgiving week. The only little bugaboo caught in that flow will be a couple of rounds of some wet weather, and we could be seeing that. That's just a day or two before Thanksgiving Day itself. Bundle up. That's all I can say. 32 for the overnight low. Wind chills will be in the 20s. We'll continue to see that through most of the day tomorrow as skies improve. Looking at a daytime high of 41 degrees. 42 on Sunday, and then the pleasant temperatures come in for Thanksgiving week. Going to be seeing some showers, though, roll in, at least developing on Tuesday. Looks like the last of those raindrops come to an end by Wednesday morning. So not bad news for travelers come Thanksgiving Eve. And then we'll keep it dry heading into the holiday weekend, and temperatures may actually make their way back into the lower 50s.
Now here's the thing. You're talking about wind chills in the 20s. When it's December and January, we're used to that.
Right.
We are not used to that at all, so really be prepared.
This is the season's coldest, so the season, and that's why it's going to be a big change for us when we go outside this weekend.
Shock to the system.
That wind is going to be brutal. The Blackhawk statue near Oregon, Illinois has new winter protection. The century-old statue has been the center of a renovation project, but state budget problems and disagreements about restoration really kind of forced the work to stop there. There was concern the statue would actually be exposed to the winter elements, but a work crew added a protective barrier this week. Over the years, despite numerous repair efforts, parts of the statue have crumbled and have even fallen off.
Almost looks like he's wearing a coat.
A little bit there.
Coming up, protect and serve the community.
How Davenport police spent part of their day serving their community and the effort to continue the tradition.
And defending the title, the pressure to repeat for a North Scott wrestler, and how another state championship could open doors to the next phase of his career.